Okay, YouTube, part of being self-sufficient is taking care of problems that come up as they may. Here's my pickup truck. I got up this morning to try to start it, wouldn't start. So I'm gonna go through the troubleshooting steps and trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay, it could be a number of issues going on. One issue could be that the battery's just dead. But I doubt that very seriously because when I raised the hood, the little hood light came on. I also had voltage readings on my gauges. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my little assistant here, Hoshi, to switch on the ignition key, and I'm going to check and see if I can hear a relay clicking. Okay, so this is the starter relay. So okay, Hoshi, go ahead and click that. I'm gonna let go. Yeah, it is clicking. So what that's telling me is the ignition switch and the neutral safety switch are working. So my next step is going to be to check at the starter and see if I'm getting power down there. Okay, that's the starter for the car. And on top of the starter, there is a solenoid. That solenoid takes power from that relay that we just saw clicking, and it sends power down to the solenoid, which then energizes the main battery cable and starts the starter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Hoshi turn the key, and if I have power at the start wire and the starter doesn't engage, then I know it's either a bad starter or a bad starter solenoid. If I don't have power, then it could be a bad relay, and I'll go back up and check the relay to see if it's faulty. But if I have power here and it doesn't start, then I know it's the starter. So y'all stand by one moment. Let me get set up. Okay, even though that light was pretty bright, I decided to go ahead and check the battery anyway. Put the positive terminal to the positive terminal, the negative terminal to the negative terminal of the battery, and you're seeing I am getting 12.67 volts. That's a full battery. So we're going to get under and we're going to check see if we get power at the starter solenoid when the key is turned. Alrighty, okay, I got my test leads connected to the starter solenoid now. I'm gonna reposition my voltmeter here so we can see a little better. Okay, hope that's visible. Let me go out here in the light a little bit. Alright, yeah, that's better. Okay, I'm gonna get my assistant to try to start the car, and we're gonna see if we got any power there. Okay, go ahead and start it, Hoshi. Okay, let off. And try and start it again. Okay, so we're getting battery voltage to the starter. Okay, you let off. We're getting battery voltage to the starter. But there was a substantial voltage drop from what was at the battery. So that's telling me that the starter is pulling too much current. I'm thinking we got a bad starter. So we're gonna go ahead and replace that. Okay, the first step when you're replacing a starter or doing anything electrical to your car is you're gonna disconnect your negative battery terminal. Do not do the positive, do the negative. And that will make sure that you won't short circuit anything down underneath when you're getting ready to remove the starter. This car takes a 5/16 bolt or either 8mm to loosen the negative battery terminal. Okay, after I get this done, I'll check back in. Okay, everyone, this is the starter I got for the truck. It comes with new starter bolts. That's unusual. I've never seen that before. But anyway, that gave me the opportunity to see what size tools I was going to need to perform the repair. Turns out it's a 13mm socket that I'm going to need. And when I was testing the starter, I'm going to show y'all what I was doing. I couldn't really show you underneath here. this is this is where the wire that the start switch is connected to. And so what I was doing was I had one lead to the positive lead to this, and then I connected the negative lead to a ground. And then I had my daughter turn the switch, and then if I got power here, then that told me that the relay was actually sending power to the solenoid. And then what the solenoid does is it has a coil in here, and it will energize, and right here is where your battery terminal is connected, and it will throw up the relay and it will send power through to this wire and start the car. And so that's how it works. So I'm gonna get underneath there and take the other one off. Now when I'm doing this, I'm gonna take the 2 bolts and let it hang, and then I can get to these wires. You can't get to the wires unless you take the two bolts from the mount right there. So I'm gonna get under there. I'm gonna try and get some shots of that too, but I may not be able to. It's because it's a tight fit under there. Okay, it turns out that the original bolts on the starter from the factory come with 14 millimeter nuts, so I had to change the socket on that. But we're gonna put the new ones on that came with the new starter. All right, I got my ratchet on here. It's kind of hard to do this and hold the camera too, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. Okay, I got the 2 bolts. Okay, I got the 2 bolts out, and you can see a little more clearly where the wires connect to the starter solenoid and also to the starter motor itself. I'm gonna need to get, looks like a 8 millimeter socket and a 13 millimeter socket to release the wires that need to be released. And the wires I need to release, if I can get my hand in here, it's this one, and you can't see the one that's an 8 millimeter, but it's pretty easy to get to. So I'm gonna have to put the camera down, and once I get it out, I'll start the camera again. Alrighty, I got the old starter out, and I'll show you where those bolts were on this one. One was on this terminal, and then the main battery wire was on this terminal. Now, this starter also has a heat shield, and I'm gonna transfer the heat shield from this starter to this one. That'll protect the solenoid from getting too hot from the exhaust down there. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera off and do that now. Okay, the heat shield, it just clips off and clips on. There's no tools required. You just clip it off with your hand. Let me see if I can do it with the camera here. No, I can't do it with the camera because I got it. Let's see if I can do it there. See, it just clips off. Simple little thing to do. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna put this one on, and then I'll get back with y'all after I get it on. We're gonna test it and see if it'll start. Okay, this is day 2. I had to go by and get some parts from the parts store yesterday, so I couldn't finish this job yesterday. But the starter is in now. We're gonna go and connect the battery post. One thing, this shield for the transmission, it will be easier to do this job if you loosen the bolts for this shield and then put the starter in. Sometimes it gets a little misaligned and it gets hard to screw the mounting bolts for the starter. Okay, that's it. Okay, the next step in this process is to put the battery back, connect the battery back. Once I connect the battery, I'm going to check and see if it starts. Okay, we're gonna try and see if she will start up now. There she goes. Another job done. Okay, now that we got the truck fixed, I'm going to take it out to the quarry, and we're gonna get some rocks or some gravel so we can do our next project, which is going to be our storage compartments. We've already kind of got it laid out, but we're going to need to get some gravel so that we can level the ground some before we put down the foundation. All right, that'll be the next video. Bye.